Hi everyone, welcome to Tammy's Creative Cards and Crafts. My name is Tammy and today I'm going to do a couple of cards for you by request. I've had a couple of requests to do a tutorial for some cards. So I have decided that I had picked a Stampin' Up stamp for today, and this is the stamp set that I've picked today. It is the Stampin' Up set Daisy Lane, and I'm going to create 2 cards with this set today. It's a cute little set. I also have the 2 daisy punches that go with this set as well, and I will be using that to go with it. If you don't happen to have this set, you can see throughout the tutorial various ways that you can change it up, and I will show you different ways of how you can change up the card to suit how, for whatever you may have on hand. So just to get started, so that is the Daisy Lane Stampin' Up stamp set. So the card, one of the cards that I'm going to show you how to create is this one here, and it's really cute. I used the wood grain, I used the stitched oval. These are the cute little daisies, and I did them in 3 different colors. This is Tempting Turquoise, this is Cajun Craze, and Cherry Cobbler. And the leaves are done in Old Olive, and I just did a antique-y look to them with some ink, and again I put them on some wood grain and put a message inside. So I'm going to show you how you can quickly make up this sweet little card. So we'll get started on that, and then I'll show you the next one. So what you're going to need first is a piece of black cardstock, cut A2 size, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. You're going to start with that. And I happen to have this wood grain paper that I had left over. It was Simply Stories Easter paper. It actually had the bunnies on the back, but so it was some stash that I had left over from my Easter paper, and so I'm going to use that. It's really sweet, and so I'm going to use that for my background. So I'm just going to attach that with just some regular snail. And just to mention, this is my second video doing these cards. I did a first video, and the video didn't download, so this is my second video, and I hope that I hope it takes. So cross my fingers. If you're seeing this video, that means it went through. So just gonna put the wood grain there, and I'm also have a piece. Both these pieces are cut to 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to adhere the other piece on the inside, because I always do the inside of my cards. It's just a signature thing for myself. Now you may be different, and you might not do the inside of your cards, and that's totally your prerogative of what you'd like to do. I like doing the inside of my cards. I just think it gives it a finished look, but everybody is different. So right now we did the inside and the outside, and I just did this little step ahead of time. I've used my stitch dies and cut out the 2 ovals. Sorry for the noise there. These are my die set from Stampin' Up, And in this pack you get the ovals, the circles, and there's also the squares. And the two that I've used for this size is the two largest ones. So this is the largest one, and then this is the first one, the first size down. So I'm going to use this one for the outside and this one for the inside to put my sentiment on. So the sentiment that I'm going to put on the outside is from the die set. I'm going to use Friend. And then on the inside, the best moments in my life happen with you. So I'm going to stamp these first. Make sure that you can see that there. And I'm stamping with Memento ink. It's my regular stamp pad. It's my stamp pad I use all the time. I'm sure I mentioned this in past videos. I literally, no word of a lie, have been using this stamp pad for about 8 years, and I always say it's a magic stamp pad. I have never re-inked this pad, and I've been using it for 8 years, and I swear it has to be magic, because I have a re-inker, and it has never been open, and it's actually starting to evaporate a little bit because I haven't used it. So I'm just going to stamp this Friend right in the middle here. Just like that. And then this little message on here, I'm going to stamp on the little one and try to center that. One of my tricks that I use for my ink pads are that I always store my ink pad upside down. And now with the Stampin' Up pads, when they close, the pad actually turns upside down, so they're always stored upside down. When I store these type of pads, I always store them upside down, and that way they say that it keeps the ink pad moister, and it keeps the ink to the surface. Now I must be doing something right, because like I say, I've never re-inked this. I can't explain it myself. And I don't know if it's helped or not, but that little piece of cotton or whatever it is that came with the ink pad, I've always left that in there. So maybe that helps it stay moist. I'm not sure, but I've always left it in there, and I've never taken that out. So maybe that's the reason that the pads lasted so long. Okay, so I am going to go back to this Friend here, and I'm not going to pop this up. I'm just going to glue this right down to the wood grain. And the reason is because I want to pop up some of the flowers. So by doing that, it'll give the flowers a little bit more dimension. So I'm just going to center that, but bring it over to the right a little bit. Okay. And while I have this here, I'll just adhere this to the inside. And I'm at the end of my nail there, so just grab another one. So I will just adhere this right to the center inside. center that. That was pretty good. Okay, so now I have the three different colors. Now, as you can see, I've already been at this once, like I said. So we're going to attack it again. So this is the Cherry Cobbler cardstock, the Cajun Craze cardstock, and the Tempting Turquoise. So what I'm going to do is take my black Memento ink, and I'm going to, I have my daisy, this is the small daisy, and I'm going to ink it. And I'm going to ink one daisy on each color. So the Tempting Turquoise, Cajun Craze, and the Cherry Cobbler. Now, as I was saying, if you don't happen to have this stamp set, you can make some other kind of flowers. Maybe you have a punch of something else, or you don't have to use flowers. You can use some other design going around the side of your card. Everything doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of giving you an outline of some way to create a card, and then you can make it your own. So what I'm doing now is I have this is the small daisy punch. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the one that I inked up. And just take your time. Make sure that you're lining it up, because it'll look like it's on one petal, but then it could be off on the other. So I'm just taking my time to make sure that it's lined up. Okay, and then pop that one out. And then what I'm going to do is punch out an extra one, but one that's not inked. Okay, so just an extra one that doesn't have ink on it. And just set those aside. And now go to the Cajun Craze and do the exact same thing. I'm going to punch that out, and then punch another one out that doesn't have ink on it, and set those aside. And then the Tempting Turquoise, line it up again, take your time, make sure that you have it lined up really well, and hopefully you can see that. Punch it out, and then punch an extra one. Okay, now here I have a piece of old olive, and I'm going to take this is a little leaf punch that I have. Again, it's another Stampin' Up product, but I know that you can get lots of different leaf punches from Michael's, or I know if you're in the US, Hobby Lobby or Tuesday Morning. But I'm going to punch out 5 little leaf punches. Okay, set that aside. Okay, so now I am going to take a glue dot and put the glue dot on the flower that does not have any ink on it, put it on the top of it. And then take the one that does have the ink and put it on the top of that, but alternate the petals so that the petals are going in between the other one, so that they're alternating. So when you're looking at the flower, it looks like that. So it makes the flower more full. Can you see that? Okay, and then what I like to do is take my bone folder and gently, very gentle, just kind of give it a little curl. Okay, and then take a little glue or dimensional or pop, and you're going to adhere that right down at the bottom of the card there and stick that on with a little bit of the petals going onto the white. And then do the exact same thing with the Cajun craze. Put a little glue dot on the top. Take your inked one. Alternate your petals so they're like that. Give it a quick little curl. Okay, and then take a dimensional. And there's two types of dimensionals. There's two different sizes with Stampin' Up. There's the minis, and then there's a larger one. I'm using the minis right now. And so just kind of center that one with the card. So I put that one right there. And then now we're going to put the last one on. The same thing, put the glue dot in the middle. I love these little glue dots because I find they're very sticky and they're easy to work with. Because if I stuck that petal on there and I need to adjust it, it will move a little bit. So I find that they're great. So put a dimensional on the back. And then you're going to put that cherry cobbler one up towards the top on the angle. And actually, I'm just going to take that off because I want to turn that down a little bit. Because I noticed that one wasn't turned down and I could tell right away. So, and that actually dimensional is not sticking very good. I can feel it with my finger, so I'm just going to switch that one out. Okay, put that one right up here. Okay, so now I have the 3 flowers. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I have a little memento, I forget what these are called, dewdrops. It's just a little ink here. And I'm going to just ink up my little leaves just to kind of give it a little antique-ish look. And this one's called Rhubarb Stalk. And so I'm just going to take that off. And when I'm doing this, I'm going to give it a very, very, very light touch. I don't want to even barely touch these leaves, just very lightly, and it's just to kind of give it a little bit of color, not too much. It just kind of gives it a little bit of dimension to it. Okay. So now we can go in with our little, I have a little zig glue pen. These are fantastic because you can get in places with them. So I'm going to go up here with this one, and I can get right underneath that flower and bring it over on the white a little bit and glue that down. And then I'll take the next one. I'm going to put a little dimension behind the top leaf, and it'll give the leaf a little dimension because the two leaves, bottom leaves, are glued down, but the top leaf is going to pop up. Which, see that? It looks really nice when it does that. Okay, so I'm going to that one on. I'll glue this one totally down, so they're not all the same. I want them to be a little different. I'll put this one down here. You want to try to get them under so there's not the stem showing. Okay, and have this one. I'll put another dimension on this one. This one will go under here. And then some glue on this one. And pop the corner of that one up. And we'll stick this one right under here. Okay, and now I have some cute little clear facet gems, and these are from Stampin' Up as well. I bought them when I bought my little stamp set. They kind of look like the middle of a sunflower, and they come for the big flower or the small one, so we'll use these ones for the small one. And they just look precious right in the middle of the flower. I think it just makes the flower pop. And in a few minutes, we've made a gorgeous little card. And that looks absolutely precious. And you know, for a friend, you can put happy birthday there. You could put a get well. It could be a sympathy card. It could be any kind of card. So that is the first card. Now, we can go quickly on to the second one. So the second card is this one here. And this one I made, and it's another friend card. I used the exact same sentiment inside just to make it simple. And I've used this beautiful glitter paper on the bottom, and I embossed this paper on top. I used this vellum for the flowers here and vellum for the butterflies. So we'll just get started, and I'll show you how to put this one together. So the cardstock on the bottom is sugar plum. Oh, what's the name of this one here? It will come to me. Just one second. I will get back to you on that color there. Let me just have a look. I'll tell you the exact shape of that paper. It is is called Sweet Sugar Plum. Okay, and so you're going to cut that again to the exact same size, A2, 5.5 by 4 1/4. These two pieces here is 2.5 by 4 and 2.5 by 4. Now, because I like it to be nice and straight on the front, what I'm going to do is take a little piece of my white and I'm going to just put it on the back to adhere these two together. Because I have a piece of satin ribbon that I'm going to wrap around, it'll make it a lot easier for me to wrap the ribbon around if I have those two pieces held together. So I just took a little piece of cardstock like that, and I'm just going to glue that right on there, and that is just to hold those two pieces of paper together nice and straight. Okay. Okay, and so now it's on there nice and straight, and I'm just going to adhere that there. We're just going to glue that to the back. And before I put this on, I'm going to get my piece of ribbon. I'm just using a piece of white satin ribbon, and I'm just going to make sure that it's in between the two pieces there, like that, and nice and centered. And I'm going to wrap it around the back nice and tight. Make sure it's straight. And glue it down. That's nice and straight on there. Okay, and I'm just going to run some tape along that so it sticks. Okay, so now I'll center this on the card base. This glittery paper is really sweet. Okay, so now we have our card base and the background put on with our ribbon. So now we need our piece of vellum. And I did the top card base here. I embossed it with this embossing folder. It's just dots. That's the embossing folder I used. But again, you can, if you don't have this glitter, paper on the bottom, use any kind of designer paper that you have. You can use any kind of design embossing type on the top. Like I said, I'm just giving you an idea. You can do two types of paper. You can use one background. It's just an idea of running the ribbon through the middle and doing the flowers. I'm just giving ideas. You take it and create how you like it. It's your card, and the final decision, of course, is ultimately up to you how you want it to come out. So right now I am taking the vellum and I'm punching out 3 of these small little daisies. And I have my big daisy punch, and I'm going to punch out 1 of big ones. Now, what I'm going to do now is take do the exact same thing with the glue dots, is take the big daisy and put a glue dot in the middle. Take one of the small ones, again, go across, make sure the petals are in between the spaces, like that. And you know what? Just because I'm looking at this, I think I might make it a little bit fuller. So I'll do another big one, just to make the flower a little bit fuller. So I'm going to take another glue dot, and I'm going to put it behind the other one, and space that one again. I see that one is a little squared off there. So now I have it more full, as I put 2 of the bigger daisies and 1 of the small ones in the front. I'm just going to take that last one off and do a new one, because the it kind of was too close to the edge, and so it didn't punch out correctly. That's just gonna bug me. Okay, so I'm going to punch a new one. Okay, so again, scatter the petals. There, that's beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to put dimensional on that, on the back of that, right in the center. Leave the small one in the middle. So cute. And I'm going to put that right above the ribbon on the pink there. See where that is? And now I'm going to take the small little daisy, do it again with the little glue dot. Put the other one together with it. I love these punches. They're so cute. And you can make sunflowers with these. You can make so many different flowers, because I mean, look at those colored flowers. You can create so many beautiful little flowers with these. Okay, so this one I'm just going to put down further here on that pink paper, the sparkly one. And now I'm going to take the vellum and punch out 2 butterflies. have a little bit of pink ink here. It was on my sponge, so I'm going to use that on my butterfly. Just to give it a little bit of color. And I'm going to use that on my petals a little bit. Careful not to go on your card. And go gentle so you don't rip anything. I should have did this before, but I want to concentrate more on the butterflies. Okay, so now I'm going to use a glue dot again and put my butterflies together because I'm going to make one butterfly, but I'm just putting two together. Okay, so you put two together and then bend the wings of one, of the top one, just a little bit together, and then what happens? You have a beautiful butterfly like that. See that? Isn't that beautiful? And then I have a little bit of bling here, just to make his little body we'll stick him up there. He's so precious. Okay, and now the only thing that's left to do is to put the sentiment on it. Get rid of my mess. And I'm going to use this everyday label. Okay, so I'm going to cut one for the inside and one for the outside. And I'm going to use my little sponge just to go around the outside, just to give it a little bit of dimension. There's a little bit of ink left on this from when I did the video the first time. And this is that sweet sugar plum ink. So I'm going to stamp this again with the Memento ink. So I will put friend. Okay. Oop. And I will put the same sentiment on the inside. Making sure it's not upside down. So I'm going to lay that flat so it doesn't. Okay. Okay, oh, one last thing, I'll leave that open for a second. So I'm just going to put some glue on here on the inside. I hope you guys, or not you guys, I hope everyone has enjoyed this tutorial with these beautiful little cards. Just going to put dimensionals on this one. If there's any other little cards or tutorials that you would like to see, please leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to do any little tutorials. If I know how to do it, I would be happy to do a tutorial for it. Okay, I'm just going to put that down here. Make sure that's straight. Okay. And then I'm going to go back here and grab my little, oh, they're right here, my little gems. Now, because you have a nice, beautiful big one here, I'm going to put a nice big gem on the beautiful big flower. And then a smaller one on the other one. And there is our card that we created. And this one that we created. And those are precious. Absolutely precious. I hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial on the 2 cards. I hope that you think that they're beautiful as well. And if you have any questions about them, please let me know in the comments. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to me and hit the like button. Oh, that's what I forgot. To put my baby's little stamp on the back. Hit the like button and share with a friend. And hit the bell and select all, and you'll be notified of my next video. I'm also on Instagram, and my name on Instagram is Tammy's Creative Cards and Crafts, the same as my channel. And you can also reach me at my email at tammyyoung34@hotmail.com. And yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed the cards today. I hope everybody's keeping safe, and I'm thinking about everybody and praying for everybody's safety. Thank you so much for stopping by my video today, and God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. Remember what Easter's all about, and God bless you all. And have a little fun too. I hope the Easter Bunny brings you some little treats. So God bless you, and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.